Well, hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Eek Acres. In this video I want to give you guys an update on this cancer prognosis. I called the office and I told them that this procedure that they want to do first before removing the kidney I don't want to go through with. And they said, okay, well, they took my number and they said, we'll give you a call back because all this was already pre-scheduled. And when I got a call back, it was the surgeon, the one that's going to be doing the procedure. And when I told him that I didn't want to go through this first procedure because there's alternative ways, but he only wants to go through and do this one way. And when I told him that I refused to have that done, he got angry on the phone and he says, look, either you do how I want to do it, or you go somewhere else. He says, do you want me to refer you to the Roswell Cancer Institute? And I says, yes, I want you to do that then, because he said he will not do anything different. He will only do this one route and that's it. Take it or leave it. And if you don't take it, then he's done with you. And he says, well, then I'm done with you. And I'm going to show you guys what he wanted to do. And he claims that this is protocol. Yet, I was on the internet all last night for hours doing research on this procedure that he wants to do, and I could not find one article or one video that talked about this procedure regarding kidney cancer. Not one. This procedure is used for kidney stones, which I don't have. So I'm going to explain to you what it is he wanted to do, because I've got something here to demonstrate. Here is a piece of paracord. It is 14 inches long. This is the exact size, not the diameter, but the exact length of a stent that he wants to put in my urethra. This end goes up into the kidney and it curls around and it's perforated. It has little tiny micro holes all the way down through it, so your urine can flow through this. And then the other end curls around in your bladder. So you have this 14-inch stent connecting your kidney to your bladder down through the urethra. And the urethra is the same type of urethra that goes from your bladder and out where you urinate through the penis. And he said that he puts this up in your body, and then there is a string attached to it that's real small, and it's called a tampon stent. And then this string goes the rest of the distance until you have this much hanging out the end of your penis, and they tape this to your thigh. After you've had this inside of you for about a week to 10 days, or sometimes it can be a couple months. I even read where some people have this in them for over a year. How they do that, I will never know. But this hangs out the tip of your penis, and then they call you when it's time to remove it on the phone, and they have you do this at home in the shower, where you take this string and you pull it all the way out of you until this catheter comes out of your kidney, down through your urethra, through your bladder, and all the way down your penis. And people have said on the internet that they are shocked when they see the size and the length of this thing, because they don't do the research to find out what exactly is being put in them. When you think of a stent, you think of like a small little insertion of some type of a tube or some type of device that creates an opening so that tube or vein or whatever it is they're trying to prevent from collapsing doesn't collapse. But they think of a short thing. It's 14 inches long, you guys. And he told me in his own words, I says, well, is that painful? He said, it's very painful. He said he's had patients call his office crying on the phone, begging him to remove it. And when I did research on this, a lot of people online said it makes people very uncomfortable. You have frequent urination, pain in the kidney area, in your back, pain in your bladder, feeling like you have to pee urgently, and then pain during urination, and having this hanging out of the tip of your penis. No thank you. I told him I'm not having that done, because when I did the research on kidney cancer, there's all different types of ways that they can biopsy the kidney before removing it. And then he said he would remove this after it was in me for a week when he goes in to take the kidney out. It's like, well, if you're going to take the kidney out, why do I got to have this when there's other ways to biopsy? He wanted to go up in there with a camera to look at the inside of the kidney when it can be biopsied through a needle through the back, which I would rather do than have this. I don't want anything going up my penis, period. You got to leave that out of the equation, because if that's the only way that they're going to want to tackle this situation, then the kidney stays in my body and it continues to grow and continues to get damaged and possibly spread to other organs. I don't care. I don't care. If they won't find another way other than this to do what they need to do medically, then I'm done. I'll have no more appointments. I'll let the kidney be, and I won't worry about it. And we're still going to go to Iowa for Bridget's birthday, because I canceled the procedure of having this done before they would then thereafter go in and remove the kidney. I'm not having this done, you guys. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I read article after article after article on the internet and watched video after video after video on the internet, and I couldn't find one urologist, not one cancer specialist, not one surgeon that said that they do this for kidney cancer. This is for kidney stones, something totally different. This isn't the procedure of what they do for kidney cancer. If it was, I would have found where other urologists, other medical professionals online regarding to the topic of kidney stents. The only stent I could find is where they said they do this exact procedure right here, the long 14-inch stent with the tampon string, for kidney stones, not for kidney cancer. And the reason why he would do that is because when he goes up with the scope and they pull the scope out, it causes the urethra to collapse. So they use the same method as for kidney stones. But he's the only one that does this, because I couldn't find anyone else on the internet that does this. Even in the articles I read, it said nothing about this. So then when I researched also, how do they biopsy a kidney? I thought this method would come up, that they'll do a scope, then they'll put a stent in you. Wasn't even mentioned. They mentioned doing a needle. They mentioned doing orthoscopic surgery, where they go in with these scopes where they go in through your skin to look at the kidney, and it's all done through a surgical procedure. It has nothing to do with going through the penis or through the bladder and on up through the urethra to the kidney. Wasn't even mentioned. They had like 5 or 6 different ways that they can biopsy the kidney, and this was not one of them. So I fired him. I'm done with him. And boy, did he turn into a jerk. He absolutely got pissed on the other end of the phone. And he says, absolutely not. He says, you either do this or I'm done with you. And he says, do you want me to refer you to somewhere else? And he says, I'll refer you to the Roswell Cancer Institute. And I says, yes. And he says, oh, by the way, when you get up there, they're going to do the same thing. And I says, no, they're not. Because I did my research, and there's other ways to biopsy the kidney. And if they won't do it, then the kidney stays. And the cancer can keep growing. I don't care. I'm not afraid to die. I'm not, with the way the world's getting today, you guys, it just doesn't matter to me. I can go on and just live my life and just ignore it until it kills me. I have no problem with that at all, whatsoever. I'll just continue doing everything like I do every day, just like there's nothing wrong, because I'm sick and tired of every time I turn around, it's procedure after procedure after procedure. I had my hip done. I had my neck done. I had a colonoscopy to remove polyps in my intestinal tract. I've got glaucoma, to where I'm borderline having to put eye drops in to treat my glaucoma. I have got so many health problems, you guys, to where every time I get something dealt with, then it's on to the next and the next and the next. And these are back to back to back. I still got pain in my shoulder. I can hardly move my arm. I've lost all full free range of motion with my arm, and every night this arm is in severe pain when I sleep. And I told Bridget, I said, it's always something. I says, even if I got my kidney removed, then it'll be something else. Then they'll find something on my intestinal tract and I'll have to have a gastro bypass. Or they'll find something with my heart and I've already got heart problems. I've got clogged arteries. I got all kinds of things wrong with me, to where they just keep finding more crap. And I says, and it never ends. I've had health problems since the age of 5, and it just never stops. I have seen 5 specialists just this year for problems. 5 of them. Because it's just one thing after another, and I have a specialist for everything. I've got an eye doctor. I've got a gastroenterologist, a doctor for my intestinal tract. I've got surgeons for my joints. I've got a surgeon for my hands, because this Dupuytren's is getting worse. I got a new tumor coming right here. You see that big tumor coming in the hand right there? I don't know if you guys can see it. A big nodule. The Dupuytren's is getting bad, and I can't straighten this finger at all. And I've already had 5 palmar fasciectomies, and now I need to go in for number 6. And I told Bridget, I said, it just keeps going, and it just keeps going. I have a surgeon do my hands, then I have a surgeon do my neck, I had a surgeon do my hip, and then this year they found, don't forget, they found that lesion on my hip, and nobody will even look into it, and they suspect that that's bone cancer, and yet nobody will do anything about it. So I probably got more in me than just what's going on with my kidney, because I got a bone lesion on my hip, and then they suspected that I had a lesion on the bone of the arm, and that's why I'm having pain in it. But no, they want to just say it's frozen shoulder and just forget it and ignore it. This is the kind of stuff I keep going through. So this is what makes me just not even want to live anymore, because it's like every time I get something taken care of, then it's on to the next procedure, the next life-threatening problem, or the next problem in general. And it's like, no, if you guys can't do something different than this method right here, because this makes me cringe, this makes me want to permanently cross my legs and wear a jock strap with a padlock on it, you're not doing this. I draw the line on that. There's got to be other ways, and there are other ways. And if I can't find a specialist that will go a different route, then the kidney stays and the cancer grows and it kills me. I don't care. I don't care, you guys. With the way the world's getting today, it just doesn't matter to me. It just doesn't matter to me at all. And I'll just continue to live as long as I can, and I'm going to just leave it up to God. It's like when my time's up, it's up. But I'm not going to have some sadistic mother effer do this to me, to where I'm going to be in excruciating pain and having to call back at the office begging for them to take this out of me, or to try to pull it out myself. And they say it's painful when you pull it out yourself. I'd have to have someone tie it to a doorknob and slam the door like removing a tooth. I don't think I could pull this out myself if it causes severe pain, because your natural instinct is to stop doing what you're doing if it's causing you terrible pain. This guy just seemed like a sadistic, you know what, and he was so quick to talk about everything that he was doing. I couldn't get a word in edgewise. It's like I couldn't even ask a question, and he wasn't thorough enough in explaining anything. And when it was time to show me the CAT scan on the computer of what I had done of my abdomen area that shows the kidney, he says, well, the computer's acting up, otherwise I'd be able to show you. He says it works in the office, but it's not working on this computer. So I never got to see the actual image itself. It's like, well, then why don't you take me into the office to show me? So no, I wasn't going to let him do this, you guys. This is sick. This is sadistic. I don't know any man out there that would say, oh yeah, I'd go through that. That's no problem. How many guys would want this hanging out the end of them? How many guys? Does that make you cringe or what? Women have no idea how sensitive us guys are down there, and this is a no-go for sure. A tampon stent. No thank you. No thank you. There's other ways to do it. So either they go an alternative route, or this cancerous kidney stays in me and it spreads. I don't care. I really don't care. I do not fear cancer. I do not fear death. I've died before. I know what I'm in for, and it doesn't faze me a bit. I'll wait until I hear from Roswell for them to set up an appointment and to see what kind of procedure they will do. But they're not doing this. Otherwise, the kidney stays, and I live as long as I live. I will not do anything about it if they don't have an alternative method to this. We're going to go to Iowa anyway. I told Bridget, I said, screw it. Let's just go to Iowa. I need a road trip. She wants to get away and see family, enjoy her birthday with her family out in her home state, and I don't want anything to ruin it for her. She's done a lot for me. I want to do all I can for her. And so I want her to have a really nice birthday. And I'm going to just forget it for now. And then when Roswell gets a hold of me, I'll make the appointment, go to Buffalo, and we'll see the specialists out there and see what they say. But I'm going to let them know right off the bat, you are not doing this. My you-know-what down there is off limits. There's other ways to get into the body. You're not doing it through that door. Nope. So that's the update, you guys. And if they don't have an alternative way, then the cancer stays, the cancer grows and spreads. But I've made up my mind. They're not doing this. It's either they do it the way I want them to do it, or it don't get done at all. Thanks for watching, you guys, and we'll see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.